Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be going over the up-and-coming and long-awaited limited Skadi altar and Kal'tsit banner, also known as the Deep Drown Lament banner. This banner was for Arknights CN's 2nd anniversary, but it's very likely we'll get it very soon. Note that this is the first part of a 3-video series where after going over the banner, this video, there will be videos going in-depth on strategies and key usages of the 6-star operators in this banner. Both of these 6-star units are incredibly powerful provided you know how to use them. So if you want to see how, hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss a thing. Both of these 6-star units are incredibly powerful provided you know how to use them correctly. So if you want to see how, hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss a thing. Captions are on in case you can't fully hear me or just want to read the knowledge. Timestamps are in the description in case you want to skip to a particular unit. Let's get right into it. Quick disclaimer, this video was recorded before the official translations of talent names and skill names were out. The effects will still all be the same, so don't worry. WHOHOOOO is our 5-star crab girl that's going to be right up on the banner. She is of the zombie or enemy guard archetype, same as Utage and Helliger. They regenerate HP upon every and rises every promotion, but cannot be directly healed. This doesn't affect regeneration, such as passive heals, Suzerain skill 3, and Blummy Shine skill 2. Her talent and skills are named after her battle style, Shinkage Ryu. Her talent is Shinkage Ryu Hatobu, and is literally the same talent as all the other zombie guards, where they have increased attack speed as their HP goes down. Her skill 1 is, I'm not pronouncing that. Anyways, it reduces WHOHOOO's block count to 0, and gives her dual strike and attack buffs, kinda reminiscent to Irene's skill 1 or Gardemia's skill 1. This is pretty standard if she isn't your main blocker, which she shouldn't be, and can provide some nice extra DPS on the side. A pretty basic skill. Her skill 2 is, I'm also not pronouncing that. It immediately halves her HP, allowing her to benefit from her talent, and gives her a one-time use shield, and gives her a fairly large attack and defense boost for the skill duration. This is just prime duelist territory and can help DPS against some higher attack and defense enemies. She's pretty normal besides that, and if you're pulling, you'll probably get plenty of her, so enjoy! On to our first 6-star, Kal'tsit. Kal'tsit is a key part of the Arknights story and was a character in the Arknights beta, but was cut from the final game, probably due to her being overpowered. Well, now she's back, and still overpowered. Don't worry, she's not the limited unit, and if you don't get her, you can still get spooked on a future banner. She is technically a single target medic, but has a lot of unique traits as well as a summon. Her first unique thing is her massive range. She has a 5x3 range at E2, more than the standard 4x3. And it's the same range as AoE snipers. Her stats aren't as normal either, with her being more tanky than the average medic, but offering less healing. Her talent and skills all revolve around her summon, as you may have seen in the story, Monster. Monster is actually her first talent, and it states that it can be summoned, redeployed with a fairly short redeploy time, but if deployed outside of her range, it has 0 defense. Monster has incredible stats, being block 3, and high attack, and having an enormous amount of HP. Her second talent, unlocked at Elite 2, is non-damaging restructuring, which states that when Monster dies, not retreated, dies, all the enemies in the surrounding 8 tiles, so 3x3, will be stunned for 3 seconds and dealt 1200 true damage, can be increased with potentials. This allows for some extra crowd control in case something goes wrong. Her skill 1 is Structural Fortification. This is a survivability skill that gives both Kal'tsit and Monster some pretty big defense buffs and gives Kal'tsit herself some dodge. Simple skill isn't that much compared to other skills. Her skill 2, Tactical Coordination. This skill is tied to Monster, meaning she won't have or gain SP unless Monster is deployed, and you'll see why in just a moment. This skill gives Kal'tsit herself a good attack speed buff, and turns Monster into a full-on AoE guard, giving it an attack buff and the ability to attack as many targets as it can block. The best part about this skill is its high uptime, so long as Monster doesn't die. At M3, this skill lasts 20 seconds with only an 8 SP cooldown, allowing for some constant healing and DPS. Her last skill, skill 3, Meltdown. This is her main boss killing DPS skill and the ones that most of you have probably heard about. This makes her incredibly powerful in endgame contact like Contingency Contract. Just like skill 2, this skill is tied to monster because it really only affects monster itself. During the skill duration, monster is given a large defense buff, a large attack buff that decays over skill duration, and every attack from monster does true damage. If monster doesn't kill anyone during this duration, it loses half health. It's truly suited for boss killing. The skill also has an amazing uptime with a 20-second duration and only 15 SP cost. Her recruit line is basically just Doctor, get to work, which stays true to her character. A lot of you will probably want her for the next CC, which will feature some tanky bosses in which Kal'tsit will be quite helpful against.
Finally, our last 6-star and limited unit, Skadi the Corrupting Heart.
Like Purgatory, this is an alternate form of a unit, Skadi, so their trust stats will be tied together as one. She is a new 6-star aura supporter, the same archetype as Sora, providing passive healing to all units in range alongside plenty of buffs. Her first talent is Ancient Kin, which allows her to summon a Seaborn which is treated as an extension of her range, allowing operators in the range of the Seaborn to receive her healing and buffs as well. Her second talent is Predatory Habits, saying that Skadi gets extra attack if there are allies in range, and an even further attack buff if other Abyssal Hunters are in range. All three of Skadi Altar's skills are quite viable, so let's start. Skill 1, Chant of Returning by Varied Paths. This skill immediately heals up Skadi to full and gives her a lot of extra max HP. This increases the passive healing from the trait, as well as allows Skadi to take half the damage that allies in range take, lightening the burden on them should they be at low health. Skill 2, Wish of Burial Beyond the Light. This is her probably generally most used skill from when I use her. This skill gives an Inspire buff, like Sora's skill 2, that gives him extra defense and attack equal to up to 60% of Skadi's attack and defense stat, as well as increasing the healing from her trait. This skill activates after a set SP amount and lasts for the rest of the stage, infinite duration. Skill 3, The Tide Surges, The Tide Recedes. This is her OP damage buff skill. During the skill duration, Skadi changes her trait to lose 5% HP per second. The skill lasts 20 seconds, so without any outside healing, Skadi will die at the end of the skill. However, the skill provides a massive attack buff to all units in Skadi's range, at M3 giving up to 110% of Skadi's attack. This also does true damage to all enemies in range, basically just an aura of death, and can lighten the load of units struggling to DPS enemies. Just give her some outside healing and this skill will treat you well. One last thing about Skadi Altar is her base skill. Her base skill is basically the supporter version of W's, allowing for the very quick training of supporter operators. As stated previously, for a more in-depth guide on how to use Kal'tsit and Skadi Altar, there will be a video coming out soon showing exactly that. If you enjoyed and want to see more, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and bell, as it really helps me out. Feedback is appreciated in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.